Now that we have spoken about the financial year, okay, so I want us to make sure that we understand better. And then let me just delete this so that you can see what we mean. Now, so firstly, they want us to open the asset disposal account. So I'm going to open asset disposal account. I think maybe if I can use the like something like this separately. So I'm going to do this. So the first account that I'm going to open here, it is going to be, like here, they're going to draw for you if they ask you asset disposal. Disposal. And then at the same time, I want us to check how will it look like, ne?
Yes, sir.
If they ask you for
The general ledger.
I'm telling you, if they said this, trust me, if they said this, they're gonna choose between the two or can ask for both, ne? And this is debit, this is credit. Okay. And then never mind the skewed lines, this is the general channel. And then remember, there are okay, firstly, let me, this is the debit and this is a credit. I think you know by now. Let me just write for the sake of, so that, Okay. Now, please stop me if it doesn't make sense, okay? Firstly, they say on the 1st of January. The minute they say on the 1st of January, I know that they're talking about our period here, the beginning of our period. Are you with me?
Yes. Yes.
And we are certain traders. It is important to know ourselves. And they give us equipment of 20,000. It means when we started, we had an equipment of 20,000, and then accumulated, they did not tell you about the accumulated. So you know by now, the minute they put question mark, it means they want you to find it yourself. But sometimes in the exam, they will give it to you. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
So we must expect to find this ourselves. Now, let's go to the additional information here. They say equipment was bought or was purchased when? On the 30th of what? Of June 2019. Is it the current year or before our current year?
Before our current year.
The reason why they gave you this is because they want you to find this. You must calculate accumulated from the date you bought it. So immediately what you must do, just have another period and just write something here and say, okay, let me write it here and say 31st June is when you bought it, but it's 2019. Can you see now? Let me do this. 2019. So here is when you bought it. It's when you bought it here. So it means we need to depreciate this asset from here. Let me change the color. So we're gonna say, okay, if we bought it here on the 1st or 31st, or is it no? It's 30. Sorry, I checked. It's the 30th of June. Okay.
Yes.
Are you still with me? So we must say, okay, from the 30th of June until, remember, our year ends every year on when? It ends every year on the 31st of December. Remember? So meaning this one, if it's 2019 here, so it will fall within a period which will end on the 31st of December. 20? Yes, that's the first thing that we need to do. So we need to depreciate from here to there. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Remember, we must also check the method. The method, they said 10% using diminishing. Can you see now? There's no residual value. So meaning, if the asset is still new, it doesn't matter which method. It's very straightforward. We just say, let me do this. The cost was how much? Was 20,000 because they told us. Can you see now? we're gonna say for this one it's gonna be 20,000. Sorry, 20,000 times 10%, which is 10 over 100, ne?
Yes, sir.
But we need to go and check how many months are there. How many months do you think we have? Because it was on the 31st of June. 6 over 12. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't forget that the months. So please try to use the calculator. And for time being, I'm gonna write another year. It's gonna start on the 1st of Jan 2020, and then it's gonna end 31st December
2020.
Yes. What is the answer for the first one there?
1,000. I got 1,000, sir.
1,000 here. No, it can be. Or half, ne? Half of that, ne? I think you are correct, ne? 1,000.
Yes,
I agree
because
with you.
20,000
Yes.
times 10 over 100.
I agree. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let's do the next one, which is this one. Remember, the cost is still what? 20,000, eh?
Yes.
But we must first minus the previous, which is how much? I think you know by now.
1,000.
Yeah, so let's do that. And then how much you get? Obviously, it's going to be 19, eh? It's going to
18,000.
be 19,000. And then this 19,000 is then that we multiply it by 10%. Eh? And then this is for how many months? 12 divided by 12. But you don't have to do it 12 divided by 12, but I'm just saying 4 so that you can remember in future, okay? Of which is going to be 1.9, eh? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's 1.9.
Perfect. Eh? Remember, as long as we are not here, we're not going to stop. We'll still be below. We must want to be here. We can stop.
Yes.
Now the next year will start when? 1st of Jan 2021. And then it's going to end 31st December 2021. Can you see now? So let's do the same thing. And then this is the period. And then we must just do the same thing. But remember, we're using diminishing. Don't forget, we need the carrying value. So the carrying value here, that one was 19,000. Eh? So now the carrying value was 90. But you can say 90. You can use 19,000 or you can just use 20,000. Doesn't matter. But let me use 19,000. But you must first minus what? 1.9.
9.
Okay, how much we get?
Uh, 17,100.
17,100 is then that you times it by 10% and times it by 12 divided by 12. And then it's then that we're going to find our
1,710.
1,710. Can you see now? So it means it's 31st of December, which is here. And then if you can try another year is going to be our current year. Remember, we're not trying to calculate the current year. We're calculating the accumulated before the current year, okay?
Okay.
Therefore, the total accumulated depreciation will be 1,000 plus 1.9 plus 1,710.
Yes.
So this will be the total accumulated depreciation that we're going to need up there.
It's 4,610.
4,610. Can you see now? 4,610. So this 4,710 is the one that was supposed to come here. 4,610. But in the exam, you can be lucky they can give it to you. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you just have to add this 3, you added this 1,000, you added, 1.9, and you added 1,710. Any questions so far?
No, sir. So you said we mustn't calculate until the current year. It's always before, right?
For this one only. Remember, for accumulated, this one. I'm talking about this question mark. So if you calculate this one, it's going to be wrong because this one includes everything. So if you include everything is when you want to calculate the depreciation for the year, like accumulated for the, like until you, the end of the period. But we are still coming to that. We're not ignoring it, but for now, just that we're trying to find the one at the beginning only. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Can you see now? So at least we've got a question mark. We can first calculate whatever they want us to calculate. Can you see now? So that, you know, but yeah, let's do one thing at a time. Okay. Now, let me do this. Now we can record. Can we record?
Yes, sir, we can.